Channel 3 with Tim Ear, Brittany Hope, and meteorologist Kellyanne Chickles. This is News Channel 3, 10 o'clock.
Now at 10, ring the bell. Round one is underway. It is finally debate night for Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
Plus, neighbors of turnpike traffic don't think twice before jumping into action to rescue a driver whose truck slipped off the highway today. Good evening, everybody. I'm Brittany Hoke.
And I'm Tim Ear. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with Decision 2016 and the first highly anticipated presidential debate. It's happening right now.
Yeah, the first time that Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are going toe-to-toe on the same stage together. News Channel 3's Amanda Barron joins us now. You've been monitoring this debate that's been going on for about an hour now.
That's right. And the pair exchanged a nice handshake and had a few pleasantries, a few pleasant moments on screen. Many people looking for the fireworks tonight. And even when Donald Trump has been speaking over Hillary Clinton, she hasn't even looked at him. She's tried to stay on point. We want to give you a live look right now at the stage at Hofstra University in Long Island, New York. Of course, nearby Manhattan is home for the man you see right there, Donald Trump, and Hillary Clinton served as a senator for the state of New York. The debate started with the topic, Achieving Prosperity. Translation there, jobs. Lester Holt, the moderator from NBC News, pointed out that there have been 6 years of job growth and income growth, but adds that income inequality has also grown tremendously. Hillary Clinton said that she wants to make the economy more fair and generate jobs. And one way she said that could be done specifically is through the energy sector. Take a listen.
Take clean energy. Some country is going to be the clean energy superpower of the 21st century. Donald thinks that climate change is a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese. I think it's real.
I do not say that.
And I think it's important that we grip this and deal with it, both at home and abroad. And here's what we can do. We can deploy 500 million more solar panels. We can have enough clean energy to power every home. We can build a new modern electric grid. That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of new economic activity.
All right. Meanwhile, Donald Trump said that the first way to make sure that jobs can be created in America is to first not allow companies to leave. And we should point out that this feed that you're looking at right now is actually the live feed of the debate. Specifically, that Trump says he wants to talk about creating jobs by reducing taxes for businesses. He says that our country has to do a better job at providing incentives for business owners. Trump had this to say after Hillary talked about creating jobs in the energy sector.
So I will tell you this. We have to do a much better job at keeping our jobs. And we have to do a much better job at giving companies incentive to build new companies or to expand, because they're not doing it. And all you have to do is look at Michigan and look at Ohio and look at all of these places where so many of their jobs and their companies are just leaving. They're gone.
All right, two topics that have been hot-button issues, emails and income taxes. When asked about his income taxes, Trump said tonight that he'll release his returns against his lawyer's wishes if Secretary Clinton would release the 33 million emails that she had on that private server during her time as Secretary of State. She said tonight that she made a mistake and takes responsibility for that decision to use the private email server. Trump called it more than a mistake. He called it a disgrace.
That's right. And then she tried to speculate as to why he wouldn't release his income tax returns. It kind of went back and forth there for a little while.
Yes, Lester Holt having a hard time getting a word in tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're right. All right, we will. Thank you, Amanda. We'll have more coming up tonight at 11 on News Channel 3, at 11 on WSAZ after the debate.
And as millions of people around the country are watching that debate right now, they have gathered en masse all across the country in different locations. In Charleston tonight, here's a live look at Sam's Uptown Bar and Grill on Capitol Street. Both Democrats and Republicans were welcome there tonight. They started flooding in around 8 o'clock. We'll hear some of the reaction from folks coming up from Charleston on WSAZ at 11. Slick turnpike conditions took their toll today as one semi-driver slid right through the guardrail and plummeted down an embankment about 100 feet. Down onto Cabin Creek Road just below.
Yeah, this happened near the Sharon area of eastern Kanawha County. The damage was dramatic. Thankfully, though, nobody was killed here. But as News Channel 3's Nathan Takich explains, the troopers are not calling this lucky. They say Good Samaritans helped ensure the best possible outcome.
Growing up beside traffic from both the turnpike and the railroad has conditioned Larry and James Foster to mostly ignore loud noises.
Heard something sound like a big boom.
But it didn't take long for these brothers to realize Monday's boom.
It just kept rumbling, all at once it come to a sudden big stop, like a boom.
From a semi tumbling down a turnpike embankment to Cabin Creek Road near Sharon in Kanawha County.
This is the first time I've ever seen something like that happen.
Was attention-worthy.
So I said, oh my God, I said, there's a truck come off the turnpike. So I went down there and ran to my brother's house and I said, James, call 911. And I said, let's go. I said, somebody's got hurt, we need to go over there. And I said, see if we can help.
A near immediate response, and the Fosters weren't alone. Good Samaritans stopped too. First, to check on the driver's condition.
She was alert.
Then, to bust out the windshield and pull her out of the wreckage.
She had a huge big gash, and I got a towel and I wrapped it around her head.
Troopers say the driver's injuries are not believed to be life-threatening, thanks to some luck.
Considering the magnitude of the wreck, very fortunate.
And some alert neighbors.
It's really good to see people stop and help, rather than stop and stand and stare and video like a lot of things happen nowadays.
I wasn't thinking about taking any kind of pictures or videos. We were all pulled together and helped get this girl out.
Nathan Tackage, WSAZ News Channel 3, Kanawha County.
In the right place at the right time. Cabin Creek Road was shut down for about an hour tonight as crews pulled that truck and the debris from the embankment, but now the road is all clear and open in both lanes. Well, the new school year is already bringing budget woes for one school district here in our region.
Though it was revealed tonight the problem is not as large as originally thought to be. News Channel 3's Chad Hedrick explains it's definitely a lesson learned going into the future.
Sean Howard has only been the superintendent for Ashland Independent Schools since July, and the district has already faced some budget issues.
Things are tight, as they are in most districts around the state, so we have to be cautious of our spending.
Earlier this month, the district sought out for a $750,000 line of credit to make up for a revenue shortfall the district faced at the beginning of the school year, something Howard says is typical for districts to see until revenue starts coming back in at a regular pace. Though it was announced at Monday's Board of Education meeting the district would not need the line of credit, the budget is still a concern.
We just wanted to make sure that we had everything covered, that everyone would receive a proper payment.
Board members say this is the first time in at least 7 years that the district has had to even discuss seeking a line of credit, something the district said would simply just be a security blanket until they started generating more cash, especially with 3 pay periods in the month of September, each costing the district about $800,000.
It was concerning, and I think our board took the proper steps that they needed to take to ensure again that our employees were taken care of, that our vendors were taken care of, and we're going to be on the right track.
A crisis diverted, but a lesson learned. Chad Hedrick, WSAZ News Channel 3, Ashland.
Now, during a special meeting earlier this month, the board decided to seek out the line of credit. They also approved to retain a financial consultant to make sure this kind of problem does not happen in the future.
And when the school bell rang in Wayne County today, there was a shortage of teachers.
Not enough substitute teachers. Yeah. That seemed to be the main focus at tonight's school board meeting. The superintendent said tonight the state does have a lot of funding to pay for these substitutes. Last year in Wayne County, there were close to $1 million beyond their state allotment, and that was partly due to subs. This year, the board is trying to cut back on the overage of calling in subs. They're not saying schools can't call in the subs, but they are trying to create an average amount of funding for substitute teachers.
When there's times where we provide subs regardless. If you have someone out on maternity leave or a situation similar to that, maybe where someone's been in an accident, those kinds of situations we do not count toward that number and that appropriated funding for that school. We're talking about just the day-to-day calling in, and I'm not going to be there today, I have a doctor's appointment. Those are the things that we're trying to really focus on.
They created this average by taking the budget, looked at the staff and what amount of funding should be appropriated to that staff, as well as the average of what a substitute would cost.
All right, a more typical autumn air mass is moving into town tonight. Hello, I'm meteorologist Josh Fitzpatrick. Your 10 o'clock readings on this Monday night are falling through the 60s and the 50s. We have a 10-degree spread in temperature tonight, 67 in Charleston, low 60s in Huntington, Ashland to Ironton, and 57 into Portsmouth, Lucasville, and into Vanceburg. Live HD dual Doppler shows some rain showers and thunder showers moving away from the mountains of West Virginia along the Greenbrier River Valley from Marlinton down to Lewisburg and Alderson into the Hinton area. And Central West Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, and Ohio, we're going to be dry for the rest of the night with a few clouds in the sky, kind of dulling our star shine tonight. But dry weather will be with us again tomorrow, so if you missed out on the rain today, well, there's no chance of rain through tomorrow night. Low 50s to start. Much cooler than the recent day, 70 at noon, low 70s at 4 o'clock, so a beautiful day tomorrow with a refreshing air mass, but it will turn unsettled by the middle part of the week. Brittany and Tim, and I'll have details on that with your complete first morning forecast. And just wait till you see that 7-day forecast. We may not get out of the 60s for high temperatures. I'll tell you when in a few minutes.
What a difference a week can make.
Huge difference.
All right, thank you, Josh.
A juvenile was arrested right near the scene of a shooting in Charleston this afternoon. Police say Alex Martell Brown was shot in the arm at Washington Manor on Washington Street East. Then they say that Brown ran to the Charleston Arbors. But here's the thing, he refused any treatment. The juvenile was arrested near the scene for what they described as suspicious activity, and police say they were also in illegal possession of a firearm. No other information has been released at this time. Someone was injured by gunfire in downtown Charleston tonight. Metro 911 says it happened just after 6 in the 100 block of Summer Street. Now, police were on the scene investigating. No word on that person's condition. As soon as we know more, we will update you on WSAZ Mobile and WSAZ.com.
3 men from Gallia County were indicted on 30 felony charges of sexual assault of 2 juvenile females. Michael Umbolt, Dustin Jones, and Nicholas Martin were arrested following an investigation by the Attorney General's Crimes Against Children Unit, and the Rio Grande Police Department. Now, all 3 face charges of unlawful sexual conduct with a minor or corruption of a minor in sexual battery. Umble faces a total of 13 counts. Jones is with 14, and Martin faces 3 counts. The Gallia County Prosecutor's Office is prosecuting this case, and all 3 men are currently in the Gallia County Jail. After a routine traffic stop in Ravenswood earlier this morning, this man is now behind bars. Police arrested Jason Starkey after finding various amounts of cocaine, marijuana, meth, and mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms, during the search. Police also found 2 scales and almost $2,000 in cash. Starkey is charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance and is being held on a $100,000 bond. Another traffic alert as the Camp Creek Bridge in Clay County, West Virginia will be closed due to safety concerns from the June 23rd flooding. The West Virginia Division of Highways will be closing that bridge on Wednesday at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The bridge suffered some pretty significant damage during the flooding. After a routine bridge inspection on September 1st, they said there were still some major problems they discovered. The bridge still will be open to foot traffic, and inspections will be performed every 3 months to ensure safety. A replacement bridge has been designed for the area, but the DOH is awaiting right-of-way clearance for that final project. Knocking out Parkinson's disease. See how some local boxers are looking to take a jab at defeating this deadly disease. All right, the rain showers kind of skipped over the tri-state this afternoon. Here's a look outside live from downtown Huntington, looking east towards Edwards Stadium. Of course, Marshall is on the road this weekend. A time lapse today shows some hot sunshine around noon. Temperatures well into the mid-80s, followed by what looked like storm clouds. But those storms faded away and redeveloped in Charleston. I'll have your more autumn-like forecast as News Channel 3 10 o'clock continues on the Tri-State CW.